Hey, it's Mr. Light. In the first moon phase video, I showed you one way to remember the visual aspects of the moon phases in order. You must get to the point where you can predict the moon phases. But before you'll be able to do that, you have to memorize them. Once you have a firm grasp on the visual moon phases, you need to be able to remember the names of them. This can be tricky, but I'm going to help make it easier for you. Again, take notes. If you need to stop this video at any point or replay parts of it to take notes, feel free to do so. Okay, so the first thing to remember about the names of the phases are the easiest ones. The new, which is completely dark with 0% light visible from Earth, and the full, which has 100% of the moon lit up and visible from Earth. The next ones that are easy to remember are the ones that have 50% or half of the moon lit up from the perspective of Earth. After the new moon, you have the first quarter moon. And after the full moon, you have the third quarter moon. The more difficult phases to remember tend to be the crescent and the gibbous moons. But I have a couple of things that help me to remember, and they might help you too. So on the crescent moons, the light looks like a C. And that C might be backward like this one that comes after the new moon, but the light has a C or a crescent shape. So when we say it's a crescent moon, we're just describing the way the light looks. That is one way to remember the crescent moons. The light on the crescent moons look like either a backwards or a forwards C. The gibbous moons tend to also give students problems. One thing that can help you remember them would be to write the word gibbous and then put parentheses or a bracket around the first three letters, G-I-B, the first part of the word. G-I-B spelled backwards is B-I-G or big. And this also describes the light on the moon. It's big but not full. So write big down underneath gibbous to help you remember that gibbous moons are big but not full. The final area that students tend to struggle is with remembering which moons are waxing and which are waning. And to help with that, I'll use an illustration that my buddy Mr. Poku shows his kids using Batman. A Batman comes out onto the streets when they're dark and full of crime, during the new moon phase. You know what Batman does when he comes out, right? He waxes the streets. He's getting rid of bad guys. He's waxing the streets of bad guys. The streets are becoming brighter and brighter. This aligns with the moon phases. After the new moon phase, they are waxing right along with Batman, getting brighter and brighter from the right. And once the streets are completely clear of criminals, they are at their brightest. This is also when there's a full moon. Batman is no longer needed, so he stops being Batman and goes back to his normal life of being Bruce Wayne. As we all know, when there's no Batman, the criminals think it's okay to begin darkening the streets once again with their crime. And as they do, the moon is also losing its light. Batman is now waning. The moon is waning too. It's losing light. The light is going away, little by little to the left, and waning just like Batman. When things get bad enough, and Gotham City is at its darkest, and there's another new moon, the city officials shine the Batman beacon to call him back into action, to wax the streets once again, and the story cycle repeats. He's waxing the streets until there's full light again. And once the streets and the moon are bright and full, he goes back to waning. The streets lose their light and crime reigns again. You'll see the story repeat itself over and over, both in Batman and with the moon phases. After new, they wax. And after full, they wane. I hope this helps you remember your moon phases. Good luck, guys.